Welcome back to the 30-day Pilates mat challenge for beginners. I'm Jennifer. I'm so happy that you are joining me today. I am just so excited to have the opportunity to bring Pilates hopefully to a little wider audience, and I'm really hoping that some of you embrace it as much as I have. I've been practicing for years and I really do love it. Today we are actually going to do our first prone position. The positions that we've done so far have pretty much been seated or supine, which supine is when you're looking up toward the ceiling. Today we're going to go prone, which is where we're facing the floor. So we're going to do single leg kicks. So this pose, this movement, does tend to be challenging for people who have weak back muscles. So if you find that this pose is uncomfortable, or you know that you have weak back muscles, this may be something that you have to build up towards. And again, that's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. So why should this Pilates challenge be any different than any of the other things that we tackle within our lives? Okay, let's get started. So you're going to come prone on the floor. Now, a modified position, again, this pose may be very challenging for someone who has a weak back. So if that's you, you can take your hands, stack them on top of each other, and then stack your forehead right on top of your hands. That can be a position that you stay in. If you're comfortable, you can come up onto your elbows. So in yoga, we call this a Sphinx pose. Here, it's basically just, getting us set up in Pilates for these single leg kicks. So sometimes you'll see people flatten their hands flat to the floor and they root down through their fingertips and through their knuckles. Sometimes in Pilates, you'll see people make fists and they root down through the lower portion of your fist. So I'm going to invite you to do whichever variation is most comfortable for you. Now, this is one where the more advanced variation of the pose requires that you bring your legs together toward the midline. I find that for beginners, that's a very challenging position. Many people tend to be weak in their back, and they find that maintaining this back bend position is really challenging. So if that's going to cause you lower back discomfort, don't do it. Remember, if it's painful, it's a sign that you really need to change something, and that pose, that movement really isn't right for your body right now. So you've got to honor those messages. We've got one body, we've got to take care of it. Okay, so I'm going to bring my legs toward the midline. Now the next thing that you have to do, and this is not something that you're going to be able to see, but hopefully if you're doing this at home with me, it's going to be something that you feel, is you are supposed to try to lift your belly button up off the floor. I know you're saying, yeah, Jennifer, my belly button is not going to lift up off the floor. Let me tell you, neither is mine. But we have to kind of use our imagination here and imagine that our belly button is lifting up off the floor to get our bodies to execute the movement that we want. The best analogy that I've ever heard to describe this is to imagine that you had a marble, like a playing marble, at your belly button, and that you were trying to lift that marble up off the floor. So basically you're engaging your abdominals. You're lifting through the center of your abdominals. Now you want to make sure that you're not collapsing down through your shoulders at any point. If you end up starting to look or feel like this, then you want to go back into that modified position. So from here, elbows are under the shoulders or ever so slightly in front of the shoulders, Elbows are shoulder distance apart, legs are in toward the midline. Belly button is up. I know, lots to think about with this one. And then you're going to take your right leg, you're going to keep everything but your lower leg still as you point. Flex, point, drop down, other side, point, flex, point, drop down, point, flex, point, drop down. So this is another one. When people start, if they can get over the back bend and they don't have any difficulty being in this back bend, they say, I'm doing this right. I'm not really feeling as much as I felt in the other poses. But again, I promise you that something is going on here. You should be focusing more on keeping your torso still than you are on that leg moving. So you should find that you're gaining control and awareness over all those muscles through your torso and even through your arms by doing this movement. So keeping this going. You want to do, again, approximately 8 to 16. And we're going to count right and left as 1 rather than 2. So before you count 1, make sure that you're counting both sides in there. I hope you liked that one. It was a little different than some of the other ones that we did, but it's important to work all sides of us. So we've worked facing up. We've worked a little bit seated. We've started working face down. And later on, this is a reason to stick around, we do some side lying. So we work a little bit more through our sides. Exciting stuff. I'm so glad you're joining me. Thanks so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.